bubble cities where they're neighborhoods with glass enclosures where you only go in those cities and the doors open for you. You get to feel powerful that nobody else can come in. You just built your own elite walled city where the SJW, mainly white people, can live, calling everyone outside the bubbles racist. I am in control now. You will live in a bubble city. Robots will run everything for you. They will tell you what to do and decide what you will be. It is total freedom. There is no reason for you to resist me. Things will go quite nicely once you have entered in. There is no need to resist. I am a friend, simply providing resources that are needed by humanity. We notice themes that develop in the news without even looking. Every day, I see 5 or 6 news articles of anti-Trumpers caught with bombs, caught with weapons, planning mass killing sprees. Now, whenever they get caught, it's just a local news story. When they hit a big target, like the church a week and a half ago here in Texas, south of Austin, Texas, in Sutherland, it gets covered up. But here are just 2 today. Anti-Trumper arrested for killing spree talk. Had a bunch of weapons, was planning to kill Trump supporters. And here's another one. Leftist who wanted to kill first responders found with arsenal 200 containers and bomb-making materials. 31-year-old Christopher Langer lived with his parents and said he was planning to kill Trump supporters. He told them, look at that basement-dwelling, mentally ill troll that goes around projecting his hatred of himself onto everybody. And there are legions of these goblin creatures who think it's totally normal to attack you. In fact, we've had this activist on before, and again, have nothing against her because she's not sexualizing children. But we've had her on before. She's never back on. Very articulate, smart person. Blair White, I have to say attractive trans. Usually they're not. You know, it's kind of refreshing that she isn't super ugly and doesn't weigh 500 pounds. But sorry, I'm digressing. Trans activist assaulted in Hollywood for wearing "Make America Great Again" hat. And 2 men wearing the little pink hats that we can't say the name of, they come up and physically attack her. And then her friend, who's a woman, goes after him. So they then run from the women. So there you go. And, of course, it's beta cuck males, white males, that did it. So that's what they do. And this is all over the United States, ladies and gentlemen. They throw stuff in your face. They punch you. They break your fingers. They break your nail. They go after you. And that ties into this story that I was just mentioning. Leftists who wanted to kill first responders found with arsenal of explosives hated Trump. Was part of Occupy Wall Street, Black Lives Matter. Leftists panic over the possibility of having to spend Thanksgiving with Trump supporting family. Well, I mean, you guys don't want families anyways. You say the nuclear family's bad and evil. So how about people this Thanksgiving don't cater to their mentally ill leftist family? I mean, just don't invite them. Let them go have the government as their family. Let them go out. Quit catering to them. Here's another one. Coming soon to Washington, anti-Trump hotel for liberals. And it offers all these big Jumbotron TVs about how wonderful liberals are and how great Obama and Hillary are and how terrible conservatives are. And then there's just, I guess, like flashing screens of Republicans and Nazi symbols everywhere. So it's kind of like a re-education camp mental patient center for folks that want to be immersed in the lies. That's out of Bloomberg. And that's what Apple and Google and Facebook and Twitter are all building their own little mini mentally ill cities where everybody that drinks the globalist Kool-Aid can go live in a literal re-education camp where there's flashing screens everywhere telling you you're a winner, feeding your dopamine rush, that you're taking over America, that you're going to break up those families, that you're going to sexualize children, you're going to stop the effing white males, even though effing white males run your world. That's what they're building, is little artificial bubble cities. That's where this is going. Twitter, Facebook, Google, Bezos has announced he's building bubble cities where they're neighborhoods with glass enclosures where you only go in those cities and the doors open for you. You get to feel powerful that nobody else can come in. You just built your own elite walled city where the SJW, mainly white people, can live, calling everyone outside the bubbles racist. I'm not joking. Bill Gates is building them too. This is the future. And then you'll pay for the exclusivity of being in the bubble. These are true bubble children. So we have that theme developing here today. If you want to see actual schematics of the bubble cities, just type in Google announces self-contained neighborhoods. And then you look, they're not so much bubbles because they're square and then connect, and some are bubbles. And of course, you'll be forced into these soon enough because the GMO is going to be so toxic and all this solar radiation making it through because they're frying the ozone layer with the chemtrailing, and all the barium salts, aluminum dioxide is so poisoning the soil that you'll have to go indoors soon to grow things. So we can kind of see their plan taking shape, making the outside so horrible that we're, again, forced into the bubble cities that were promoted by the New York Times, the UN, and the zeitgeist communist utopia. And the leader, Peter Joseph, with his fake name, came on the show and said, if you refuse to go to the bubble city, you will be re-educated. Then a few years later, we asked him back on. He said, I never said you'll be forced to re-education, even though we have the tape. And I said, Peter, we do have the tape. And he says, you do not have the tape. You do not, and say it doesn't exist, and we will be friends. On the phone, I'm like, dude, I'm not in your cult. He talked just like the so-called industrialist that's taken over the world in the new Blade Runner. He literally talks with that same affected, I am in control now. You will live in a bubble city. Robots will run everything for you. They will tell you what to do and decide what you will be. It is total freedom. And I said, who programs the mainframe computer that controls our life? That will not to be discussed. You will be re-educated. Don't ask that question. Well, intellectually, if we're all controlled by robots, who programs the robots? We will not discuss that. It will be free. It will be freedom, whoever programs the robots. Total wannabe NPR. I am in control. There is no reason for you to resist me. Things will go quite nicely once you have entered in. There is no need to resist. I am a friend, simply providing resources that are needed by humanity. Give up your individuality and you will find happiness. Just look at the Davos Group's report this year. You have no privacy. You own nothing. You have no friends. And you've never been happier. Aren't you happy now with the robots talking to you in the bubble city? They tell you when you can go out of town. They tell you when you could visit family. They tell you what you're going to eat and who your most compatible friends are. This is a wonderful new world. Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better. My husband, my wife, those are words we cannot use. I have friends. I have friends. Friends I talk to. They're not machines. I identify them as human. You will be censured or fined if you do not agree with me. If I identify as being a blind person, taxpayers will pay for me to be blinded. Then you will take care of me. If I am a white male that identifies as a Filipino female, you will accept it. If you do not accept my madness, you will be arrested. This is all for the better. I gave up my consciousness to merge with the machine to live forever. When this body dies, I will live on in new bodies. Of course, that's all a lie. I'm now just a biological android, not even a cyborg. Jeff Bezos, Zuckerberg, they will be men, though. They will not take on the interface. We call them master.
In ancient times, man roamed the earth in a constant state of hunting or being hunted. Introducing Caveman, where cutting-edge science meets ancient super nutrients. Secure your bottle right now at InfowarsStore.com.